Hey everyone, it's Beth, and I am doing a tarot reading for Tuesday, August 18th, I believe, I think. And we're in between eclipses, which is such a pivotal time. And you can really feel it. Like maybe some of you have been going through like a lot of like maybe last weekend, starting a couple of days before probably the eclipse on Wednesday, people might have been just like experiencing really intense things. So, and hopefully really good things. Like solar eclipses can just bring about new themes, especially when they change, like this one has. So we're now in this Leo Aquarius axis, and so we're, the weekend was probably really social. There was probably ups and downs, no doubt, but intense and social, and themes of self and others, or self and community, and love and family and creativity and things like that might have come up for you. They certainly did for me very intensely. So let's look at the cards, because we're in that in between eclipse time. And I have my mini cat cards. Sorry, that I love so much, because I am at my old studio and still sorting through some things and cleaning out and stuff like that. Mostly throwing out now. And so, yeah, I have my little travel cats. So we're coming next week. I think the 28th. Although that depends on where you're watching from too. There's going to be a lunar eclipse in the Pisces Virgo axis, and the lunar eclipse is always about letting go, and Pisces is in particular has that letting go theme, as does Virgo. And so we are looking to release and heal and let go of something. So that is the desire right now, because I'm still going to stay on that theme of reading that 4 card reading. So the desire is to let go of something. I'm also in a makeshift little camera studio, so I know it's off. Like I know probably my eyes are all over the place. So letting go. So um, beautiful. Oh, I love this. Okay. And perfect. It's actually the most perfect card for this. And so we have the Sun, we have the Knight of Wands as the interrupter, the resistance. We have, for the action, we have the Four of Swords, which is kind of always nice to see these days, I think, oddly. And then for the gift from the universe, the gift of the goddess, we have the Five of Wands. So interesting, in a gift place. So, when I think about like our artistic path and creativity, I look at, in this case, I'm really looking at some strategy here. So, especially with the Knight of Wands and the Five of Wands, we have some interesting things going on. So the first thing, the desire to let go, the Sun card. Let me get you a good. Is it gonna focus? It's not gonna focus very well. That's too bad. I don't know why. Um, but in that desire card, we have this little kitty basking in one of those wicker chairs with the sun and of course, the sunflowers. um, and so with the sun as a desire to release, because we're looking up into this Pisces lunar eclipse, we're looking at releasing what um, is in the way of us shining in the world. So that's the desire. The desire is actually for us to shine in the world, for us to be successful in our careers. The sun is one of the best cards in the deck, and it really is about success and happiness and aliveness and energy. And the sun rules Leo, and that's where we still are right now. That's where the eclipse just happened, and that's where Jupiter is all year. So there's lots and lots of Leo rules the sun. So we really are in this Leonine. There's a little leonine cat. This leonine energy. And so what we are letting go of is the inhibitions, or not the inhibitions, um we want the inhibitions, what the restrictions. Yeah, no, the inhibitions, right. Sorry. And then because we want to be uninhibited. So my brain, we want to be uninhibited in our quest for success as long as we don't hurt people. I mean, that's the big fear, is that, oh, if we're successful, we're going to hurt somebody. And so maybe that's what we want to release, is that letting go of that idea that if we're successful, we might hurt somebody. Or maybe it's just oh, I'm not ready, or oh, I'm like, success doesn't happen to me, or doesn't happen in my family, or, I'm no more successful than my parents or my siblings, stuff like that. Like, really dig in this week to your idea of success, your dream, your goal, your vision of success, and then let all the little nigglies come up around what's in your way. And think about, during this lunar eclipse, although we don't necessarily do ritual over the eclipses, but we can start releasing with our intentions, just having our intention to let go of these inhibitions. No, inhibitions. I gotta forget about that word. Let go of those restrictions to our success. I'm having a mental block around inhibitions and uninhibited. Um, Okay, but I think you're getting my point, is that that's what we want to let go of, is all those little nigglies that come up when we think about success. And so what is the energy that's in the way, the resistance, the block around our success? And when we have the Knight of Wands, that could mean that we are afraid of our life speeding up. Like, maybe we might be afraid of all the, like, do we have enough energy? Like, if we become successful with our art careers, do we even have the energy to go to all the events, like, and be social? Like, the Knight of Wands is very social. They're very fast. They're very active. They're very charismatic. They're very intense. And maybe we're not like that. Maybe we're not really people, and those kinds of things. So, or maybe we just don't have the energy, or we're afraid that we don't have the energy. And so though that goes back to what we fear, that's restricting our success. So take a look at what you're afraid of around being successful, and how that might have to do with more demands on you, or more, social events, or just more intensity and activity, and see if that's part of what's blocking you. And then the remedy, the action, is the Four of Swords, which is perfect because, of course, you can see, I know it's like fuzzy, but there's a cat down there napping on a pillow with all the swords and some ritual items in the back. So, so that is really about resting. The Four of Swords is about resting. And so if we are afraid of our lives getting speedy or too demanding or too intense, then the action is to build rest and boundaries into your day, so, and into your week and into your schedule. So it's like, well, what do you value? Maybe you value a calm and relaxed nervous system. So maybe you don't say yes to certain ways of doing business. Maybe, like, this is what I did. I mean, I'm not chasing numbers and likes, and I know that's not a real good business plan. But the thing is that I do not like that kind of speedy, ramped up energy, because that doesn't match my art making. My Mars is in Taurus. I'm a slow person. I need to take my time, and I can't build all these systems that just put more and more and more demands on me. So I need to um, spend more of my time building quality, not quantity. And that will allow me to live with rest. Sorry, wrong hand. Live with rest built in, and boundaries, and saying no. Like, people ask me to do volunteer work, and I mean, what I'm doing right now is volunteer work. I can't. I don't. I don't have time because I'm so busy with teaching eccentrics and teaching shamanism and making my art. I literally don't have time to help other people raise money for their events, except for I can put art in. I can donate a piece of art, but I can't donate my time because I'm busy enough, and I have to build in those structures of rest and boundaries. So that's another thing, is just learning to say no. Maybe that's the action you need to take. No, I need to rest. Taking Friday night and Saturday night off and just resting. Things like that. So building that into, that's part of your strategy, is prioritizing rest and boundaries, and then just telling people, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't do it on that date because I've already got five other things. And maybe I want to see my friends and go to the beach or whatever too. So there's, you have to set boundaries and prioritize for rest and relaxation. And then the very last cards, which is what made me think of strategy all along, is this Five of Wands. It's wands, right? Yeah, Five of Wands in the position of the gift, and from the universe, and the gift from the goddess, and divine intervention. So that doesn't really look fun, does it? So what would make this a gift? Well, when it happens. So see all this. See what it's a clusterfuck of cats arguing over who's on top. And we can easily see humans in that same position. And so if you are kind of trapped in a corner where you feel like you're just all competing for the same thing. So, I mean, this isn't art, but for example, okay, well, here, I'll use an art example. Like, I was in Montreal last month, and I was looking around at galleries, and I saw a lot of art that looked the same, like literally looked exactly the same. Different gallery, different person, exact same art, and very geometric and stuff like that. And I just thought, why would you want to make art exactly like someone else? I don't get that. But who started it? Who made the art in the first place? I don't know. Like, but the thing is that what you want to do is get out of this snarl and find your thing that is different. So I would say that's what this, if you find yourself in this situation where you're just in this, like, I don't know, like maybe you're copying other artists, or maybe you're looking at other artists and thinking that they're doing better, or maybe you're comparing or competing or things like that. Like maybe, and so you'll find yourself in this situation where, and I was certainly like this in my 20s and 30s, where, because I felt like art school kind of did, like pin us against each other, or pit us against each other. God, it was, my words are all messed up today. And so we were competing, like we were competing for teacher attention. We were competing for, to look like the best. We were competing, like school. There's a lot of, school is built to have you sort of, unintentionally compete with each other for approval and marks and grades and all that stuff. And then you go into the world with that kind of attitude, and it beats you up. It just doesn't work. So the thing is to learn from other people but not copy, and really focus on your own work and what makes you different and stand out, instead of, just sort of following what other people are doing and think, that they're doing it right and you're doing it wrong. So I think if you really look at the Five of Wands like that, of really, there's that, I forget who wrote it, but that book, The Blue Ocean Strategy or something, where, the point of business is to find the space that hasn't been sort of developed to death yet. So, we can do that with our art too. Like, find what's not being done and do that. so so then you're creating your own niche. You're not just, putting yourself into, I don't know, a section. Like, good example is if you start looking at everyone on Instagram, and you start making art that looks like everyone else's that you're looking at on Instagram. Well, it's probably not going to give you very much satisfaction, because it's art you've already seen and it's not really yours. So I think that gift of that Five of Wands is to force you to move out of copying and comparing mode, and really start to find your thing, what lights you up and makes you feel good and makes you feel free, and not trapped in this little snarl with all the other cats. So, and remember, the goal is to shine. The goal is about being the sun. So, I hope that was a fun reading in between eclipses, and that it sparks some interesting, journaling and, digging for you. And again, if you like this video, please like. It does make me feel good when I see some likes there, and I see some, like more views and stuff. So it does make the ego feel good. So if you did like this reading, Please like or comment. That would be great. All right, everyone. Have a great week and take care. And I'll see you on Friday. Bye.